This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Greetings from the Queen Lizzie Podcast Weekly production featuring local like-minded historians such as Steve Spurrier, Freddie Wiebe, Jeffrey Meldon, Jerry Benton, and Zach Rothrock. I am Lizzie Polly Robertson Brown Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testaments and history of treasured friends and Rosewood families. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie Podcasts, episode number 165. Today, we are talking with Jacquelyn Jackie Randall. Welcome, Jacquelyn Jackie Randall.
Thank
to the
you.
Queen Lizzie
It
Podcast.
is such a privilege to finally make my way to the Queen's throne.
Yes.
So thank you.
You are welcome, and I made a way for you,
You did.
because the last time we
You
talked.
did. You did. You moved the mountain for me. So
Yes, I
certainly,
did.
yes, you did.
Okay, so she's the mountaineer today, y'all. And she is here because she is interested. I'll let you tell them why you are my guest today.
Certainly. So I am one of the candidates listed for Florida House District 21, and I'll be on the ballot August 18th. And it is such a privilege to have the honor of just putting myself out there for the folks to decide who they want to best serve them. But I definitely feel I'm qualified.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. And you are the former
Mayor of Hawthorne, yes. A month removed now. So back in June, they initiated another mayor in place. I had that position for the last 5 years.
Yes.
And before that, I was on council for 2 years. So I've been a total of 7 years serving locally in the community of Hawthorne.
And she has done an excellent job, and I can attest to that because my husband is from Hawthorne.
Yes.
And I think he is, I'm kidding when I say think, he and Jacquelyn are related.
Yes.
So this is a family thing.
It's a family affair.
Family affair, I like that better.
Yes, ma'am.
And she is a go-getter, okay? And I am so appreciative of you taking
Thank
the time,
you.
okay?
Thank you.
To come on and just talk about your policies, your plan, your goals. And I don't have to say anything about ambition because she's very ambitious. So anything else you want to say? We need to hear a lot. Anything.
So for me, it's just like you said. I think this is just a opportunity for me to take my leadership up to the state level from a local level. I've been able to do some amazing things in the community of Hawthorne, and I have all the confidence that I could duplicate what I've been able to do for Hawthorne for the entire District 21. So looking forward to the opportunity to service this district.
We appreciate you. And John sent his hello, high five, and she has fans that she's giving out, and this is her fan. You can't see it, but it is a fan, and it has all of her policies on here. So
Yes.
make sure you get one of her fans and read about her, and we'll just go from there. And I'm just so happy to have you because you know, or you don't know, you probably heard the sponsors name that I mentioned a few minutes ago. And they are the people behind this podcast.
Wonderful.
Because when they found out that I was interested in doing a podcast, they invited me here.
Love it.
Okay, I love it too. And it's just like walking into history because they support history. It's uncomfortable or ugly history, but it's history.
It's necessary.
We can't change it.
That's right. That's
I
right.
could.
And I appreciate you being able to champion that for us here in the community. I shared with you before we went on air that I've been watching from abroad and just kind of in awe and inspired of this is why it's important for us to keep going because somebody has to do it. And for you, the way you preserve history and you keep pushing that preservation forward more into other spaces that don't simply take the time to acknowledge it, it is worth acknowledging. So thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. It is worth acknowledging. And I do it now with grace, but when my mom first introduced me and asked me, not asked, requested.
Voluntold.
I couldn't say no.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not to old people. I really did not want to because I knew the pain that came with it. But her sister was a teacher in Rosewood, suffered the agony of defeat, gang rape, abused. The sheriff rescued her, and my mom said this history must be preserved. So that's what I'm doing, preserving it, and people like you listening to it and encouraging me makes it worthwhile. So I do it not for her only, but for people like you and our listening audience. And I tell people, had it not been for my mother, you would not be hearing about Rosewood because she brought it to me. And thank you, Mom. And she has done, I know she's listening, she has done an excellent job training me. And she said to me, the most important thing she said, you must research, authenticate, document, tell the truth, never accuse anyone for what happened in 1923. And I don't. I share it with love because it was so much hate back then. So I'm just trying to change the digital divide from hate to love to appreciate. Yes. And thank you for
Beautiful.
everything that you are doing. And I know I will be in contact with you when you get in Tallahassee. That's where you're headed.
That's where I'm headed at. It's some things that we certainly got to get to work on in Tallahassee for this district, for this area.
Yes.
The time is so important to have the right leader at the right seat and at the right time that knows how to get the job done, because we are facing challenges that are crippling. It is crippling and wiping out folks in this district every day. So it is very important for us to get there and serve as well.
Exactly. And what I say, scary.
It's scary.
It is intimidating.
It is scary.
Yes, it is.
It is scary. It definitely takes a mental toughness.
Yes.
It takes a mental toughness. It also just takes crafty leadership.
Yes.
Meaning you can't just do it in a certain framework.
Exactly.
Policies and procedures, legislating, government, any of that. It is no framework. The old way of doing it is slowly but surely crippling down. So the young leaders that are coming up, we definitely have to understand how to work outside of constraints that were historically in place to get the job done. And I've been able to do that in Hawthorne. I had to do a lot of out-of-the-box leadership styles and methods to get the job done. And that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take.
And we appreciate what you have done in Hawthorne. And believe you me, I'm busy, but I follow you.
Thank you.
I follow you. I know what you're doing.
It was so hard for me to list all of the accomplishments. That's one of the hardest pieces that I've noticed on the campaign trail is me talking about what I've done and who I am. I just feel like it's such a gloat to it, but it's necessary because everybody don't know me and don't know what I've done. So I did take the time to list my accomplishments on my website for viewers to research and look up. And that's why when you say researching is important, it is. We can, as candidates, we can say anything and sound believable. But when you research, you could do Google searches and everything I've listed, it has almost an article to it. Good for me, right? That I don't have to just list what I did and have to dig for. You can actually Google the articles that are tied to some of the accomplishments that I've been able to do.
Where?
In Google search. So if you do a Google search, you'll have a lot of articles with Main Street Daily News, Gainesville Sun, that comes up over time of different projects that we've been able to complete during my tenure, and it just kind of aligns with what I've said I've done. The only thing I haven't really put out a lot of information about is just the budget deficit that we were able to clear in Hawthorne under my leadership. And it is a huge accomplishment, and I appreciate the local Democratic Party for highlighting that. And I was like, I didn't even list or I don't talk about that. But that is a huge accomplishment. It is hard to change budget systems, and with all of the municipalities going the opposite end and Hawthorne is treading the other end, on the positive side, Kudos to us.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, kudos to us.
And where can we find you on your website?
JackieForFlorida.com is where you find my information at.
Okay, and that's important. And as she said, election day, or did she say it's
August 18th. Early
18th.
voting is the 7th through the 15th here in Alachua County. And if you have your vote by mail, which I've met a lot of folks on the trail telling me, I've already voted for you. I put it back in the mail. Super appreciative of that. If you missed that window, you definitely have early voting to start very, very soon. So,
And what is most important, y'all, voting. Don't just say, oh, I'll hold your sign, I'll read your fan. No, get out of that chair. If you don't have a way to the poll, call me. I live in Archer, and I will drive you
I
to
know
the
that's
poll.
all right.
Okay? Voting is important.
Voting is important.
That's
it is
what's
essential.
important. It's a privilege, too.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors fought for the right to vote, and many of them did not, were not able to vote. Voting was just what? Allowed, that's the wrong word. We were able to vote a few years ago, but my aunt, my great grandmother came here as a slave. She wanted to vote. The one thing she wanted to vote more than anything else, she wanted to vote. And every time I vote, I say to her, this is for you, Grandma. Although Grandma is not here, but I vote for her. My mom said, it is a privilege. Vote, express yourself. It's the only time, think about this, it's the only time in America, in the world, when each of us is equal. So that vote is for you only. So vote, you all, please.
Great point.
Yes, the
Great
only
point.
time, yes.
And I mean, after you vote, help others to vote. It's a lot of uninformed voters for a lot of different reasons. That's a whole conversation for a whole other day, right?
Yes.
But I find privilege in when folks call me or text me and say, hey, I know you're busy. And this is like now, too.
Yes.
Well, when you get a chance, when you reach out to me to help me vote, I say, call me now. Or I'll drop what I'm doing to call them because it is that important. And it's also an honor and a privilege for folks to reach out to you as an informed voter and trust your decision-making skills when it comes to government. So I find that to be a privilege and an honor that I do with a lot of folks every voting election.
Exactly. And my nieces and nephews, they vote because mom said you better vote. But they don't want to read. But like you say, they trust me enough to call me and say, Auntie, I know it's voting time. Tell me who to vote for. I said, well, I'm not going to tell you. Read it.
Yes.
Okay, but do they read? They call back the next
Call
day.
you back. Auntie Lizzie, tell me.
Yes. But it's so important knowing that they are interested in voting. So I do whatever I can without being prejudiced. You know, have you read it? No, I haven't had time. I don't know where they think I get time to read.
You have to make time for those things.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they don't want to do it, but they are interested in voting. And I hope you all are interested in voting. We need every vote.
Yes.
We don't tell you who to vote for, but voting is important. That's your privilege. That's your decision.
Yes.
And it is needed.
It is necessary.
It's necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
It's very, very necessary that we vote and keep our Black history. We cannot allow anybody to tell us what they are going to do with our books, okay? And what we need to teach our kids. And don't tell us we don't want our kids to know we lived it. Why can't you at least know about it? Our ancestors lived the pain. So we're going to make sure you don't forget it.
That's right. And like you said, I think the more conscious we are about it and the posture in which you're telling it, I appreciate the way you said that you posture yourself in sharing that story or that history in love.
Yes.
It's not out of accusal.
Yes.
It's out of a posture of love. And I think that is important for us too, as the folks that are on the lesser side of the conversation to realize is that it's nobody's fault in the present day, right?
Yes.
Now, the folks that are perpetuating harm in the present day, hold them accountable how we see fit now.
Exactly.
But when we're talking about history, I think the posture can change and shift. And I remember that going forward because that is important.
Okay, and my favorite quote is, history is who we are. And without history, we're nothing. So history is who we are, and we have to keep it present.
Moving forward. That's
Moving
right.
forward.
From legacy to legacy, generation to generation. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Right.
And if we have such a gem, I'm talking to your viewers now, pushing it and taking the time to preserve this, the least we can do as bystanders is share it.
It's sharing.
Is share it.
That is so
Help
true.
get the message out to folks that are willing to engage and listen. So
Yes.
that's
important.
my charge to you.
I appreciate
Yes.
it too. Coming from you.
No, that's the least we can
Oh,
do.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very, very much. It's about time for our first half. We're going to head to a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History.
I am Florida
and America's Black History, and you are too.
January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Welcome back to the Queen Lizzie podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier podcast room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with Jacquelyn, Jackie, Randall. The Queen Lizzie podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are back, and we're excited that we just talked about our sponsors, and I want you to know one thing that happens weekly here at Spurrier's is the breakfast, the brunch, oh my gosh, from 11 till 3. Okay, it is the best in town, okay? So if you're not doing anything on the weekend, just come out and join us. Breakfast, not on me,
Not on me.
but recommended by us.
Yes, definitely gives it 2 thumbs up.
Yes, yes, yes. So I was telling Jackie a few minutes ago, I don't know what I'm going to say. But anyway, what came to me in telling the Rosewood story, and I've told you that Mom said, oh, you have to keep it real. Okay. And I named my foundation the Real Rosewood Foundation because it's all about being real. I cannot make it unreal. So my mother said to me years ago, I think my first speech was at Mount Pleasant in 1992, Mount Pleasant United Methodist Church. No one had heard the story. Completely silence in the church as I was telling the story. So before I told the story, I sang the Rosewood song. My mom said, if you tell the Rosewood story, you need a song. So my mom dictated a song to me and said, baby, this song you must. It tells the story in completeness. Awesome story. And I want to make sure people know that had it not been for the whites in Levy County, the sheriff, the store merchants, and somebody else, sheriff, store merchant, and who else? Well, it will come to me in a few. Oh, the train conductors. The blacks would not have survived because, see, the key is the peninsula, one way in and one way out.
Yes, it is.
So the sheriff said, Lord, I got to. And I believe he said, Lord, because he worked so hard. My mom said 96 hours straight. Don't ask me how she and where she got that term from. But when she was telling me the story, oh, yeah, he worked 96 hours straight in order to get them out of town alive, them meaning black people, because he felt obligated because that was his town. And Cedar Key is like 9 miles from Rosewood. So he spent his time from Cedar Key stopping in Sumner and to Rosewood begging people to help him. You got to help me get these people. I don't know how he phrased it, out of town, alive. So he went to Cedar Key several times, and they all said, the train conductors, they have in Cedar Key, they had a train depot. Wasn't a depot, it was an outlet. And he said to them, train station, I need some of you train conductors to help me, and they all said no, Bob, we can't risk our family, we cannot put our family in jeopardy. And he would go back to Rosewood to see how things was going, stopping Sumner back to Cedar Key. Eventually the Bryce brothers said, Bob, because they got tired of him, they said, if you can move them early in the morning when everybody is asleep, we'll help. Because he knew people were people, okay? So, like 4 a.m., he decided to give it a try. That's when most of the people were asleep. So he found some people, I don't know who they are, but today I call them my unsung heroes, because they got out of bed, got on that train, and they rode from Cedar Key to Rosewood to help the Rosewood survivors get on that train safely. And my aunt, the school teacher, was given a long black skirt and a lantern by John Wright's wife. John Wright was a store merchant. And the purpose of that lantern, they lit, it was lit or lighted, whatever it is, you all know. But anyway, she was supposed to move that skirt when she saw the train coming and heard the whistle. She was standing with the lantern in her hand. She was supposed to move that skirt back and forth, so that the train conductors could see the light of the train and know where to stop and pick her up, and the people who were hiding up.
Intel and intellect.
Exactly, and they planned all of that in this short time. Because on the 4th, they were out of there. But anyway, my mom said, this is the song, and I have chosen 3 of the 11 verses to sing. And it goes like this. The Cedar Key train conductors were told to pick up in Rosewood. Standing by the tracks with a lantern, its young school teacher stood, waiting in desperation to carry out the sheriff's plan. Rounding up the hidden survivors to board the midnight train. The sheriff and the store owner worked around the clock. Oh, Lord. Inform the train conductors just when and where to stop. Pick up the men, women, and children who were hiding out and bring them to Archer, Florida, traveling the same old route. Bob Walker and John Wright took on a daring risk. Put the survivors on the train, Lord, and sent them off with a kiss. Notified the Gainesville families to be on the lookout for their kin. Told them the train was coming and told them exactly when. That's all you get today.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and she was the first stop was in Archer, and she exited Archer, and then there were people on that train did not live in Archer, but they exited in Archer. And I found out later, my mom told me later, that they were not from Florida. Because Rosewood was established by slave owners and slaves. So they came from the southern states, and they were in in Cedar Key. And when there was a peninsula, what you call it? Tasami. In 1896, the water forced some of them over across the bridge to Rosewood and Sumner. So they were not really from there. So that's why they got off that train there. They were just so glad to be safe. They got off.
I would have got off on the first stop too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And then the other stop was Gainesville, and more of them got off in Gainesville. They were not Floridians. They were from other places. But some of them were, and because some of them lived in Gainesville and Archer and worked at the sawmills because that was more money. And back then, to ride the train from Archer to Cedar Key, 25 cents. Okay, and then they would live in the shotgun houses during the week and go home if they needed to on the weekend. And when people say, "Oh yes, Rose would have these big 2-story houses," it was a lie. I have pictures of the houses. Okay, and it has been rewarding to tell this story and make people know that there were good people that helped us back then.
Yes. And the same holds true today.
Thank you. It does.
It is.
It does, and we got to all work together to make it even better, especially for the next generation.
Yes.
We got to tell them. Another favorite quote: "Unless we remember, our kids will not understand." Think about it. We have to remember and tell them. They will not understand. And the story is not easy. And I tell people, "Oh, when I go home, I get in bed, decompress," and I really do. That is really the truth. I get in bed and go to sleep.
Yes.
And then when I wake up, I feel better. But it's still painful. But I do it for you.
I appreciate
and you and you.
I can only imagine how heavy this work has to be. So take all the space you need, all the time you need to rejuvenate yourself, to be able to wake up another day and tell it to another group of folks. It's a heavy labor, and progress is a heavy labor. History is a heavy labor.
Exactly.
And we're on two different ends of that spectrum, which is amazing to me. I just realized that in this moment that it is. I won't even say equally heavy because I can't attest to how heavy your weight is, but I can tell you progress with moving things forward for the minority, and that is not just color coded. It could be the minority in resources. I'm talking about just the underdog, period. It's heavy work.
It is. It's heavy work, and what lightens my load is when people like you listen to me and appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a healing for me.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. That is a healing, knowing that someone is listening and I'm touching.
It's provoking. It's definitely provoking.
Okay.
Within me. I mean, I went to a historically black college, so I understand the necessary alignment that we need to have as folks in that way. But to hear such richness come from what Florida A&M didn't even teach me in this way, in this moment, I am definitely feeling like a charge to keep I have, right? It definitely is an inner charging of you got to keep going. And while I'm progressing, bring that history along with me.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
Bring it along with us. And I attended all black college too in St. Augustine, and I participated in the civil rights movement in 1960 when we sat at the lunch counter at the F.W. Woodworth store. That was the worst experience I have ever had. The KKK were there with guns, the hoods, the dogs, and there was one black policeman, and all of us were trying to surround him and stand behind him, okay, to protect ourselves. He couldn't do anything, okay, because he was outnumbered, although he was on that team, and that gave us a little confidence, I guess. But it was sad, and my mom was calling because she heard about it back then on the radio, and she would call the TV, and she would call and say, "You better not get involved. You better stay in that dormitory." And my friends were walking around my colleagues and said, Liz Robinson, you are going tomorrow. What did I do?
Go.
I was afraid not to.
But if Mama was in close proximity, I bet you would have stayed.
Thank you. You are so smart. Yes, indeed.
It was necessary. That was who you were meant to be. I think God designed it for you to be that distance, so Mom wouldn't be able to keep you from this call. This is a calling.
It is.
It's a calling.
It is, and I'm glad you said that. It is a calling, and I tell people, and this is real I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like God knew it was my call. And guess what? I never had children. They would have hindered me. I would not have been able to do what I do. But God got his eyes. He had his eyes on me then. He still got his eyes on me. And thank you, Jesus.
Yes, he is in the details of Queen Lizzie, Lord.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I appreciate doing what I can do. And I have been voting for 65 years, every other year. Never missed even one person was on the ballot. I still went and I voted. I am the precinct chair in Archer and have been for years. I like voting, and I want you all to know out there, you all will not stop us from voting. It's a no. It's a no. You will not stop us because I'm the precinct chair, and when I walk in that voting room, they look at me like, why are you here? I love the voting, the people that run the, what is it called? The voting thingamajig in Arch. I love those people.
Supervisor of elections.
I love the supervisor of election. And I like the people that work because they are true protectors.
That's right.
They are not going to
That's
allow
right.
anybody. So ICE, go melt yourself. We don't need you. Don't come in our area because we're going to vote. And you're going to have to deal with Lizzie.
That's it.
Queen Lizzie.
Queen Lizzie.
And the queen has spoken.
Period.
So please, you all get out and vote. Bring your friend, your church members. Take your parents and your grandparents.
Yes.
Please. What's it? August?
Election date?
Yes.
August 18th.
August 18th. Now, would you like to have closing remarks?
Sure. I just want to thank you for allowing me for this opportunity. It's been a long time coming. I think that we have tussled and rustled around this mountain quite a few times. So I think the timing is everything, though. I trust God's alignment and his timing, and I think it was definitely a great spot for me to formally introduce myself on this podcast. I'm certainly looking forward to the days ahead. I'm believing and claiming that I'll be the winner of this seat. And so the work ahead, I think it's already mapped out for my journey in life's calling.
Okay.
And that's to continue to just progress us forward, get us to a spot that we have never been before. It's been the mark of my leadership in Hawthorne, doing things I've never done before. And I intend to do the same thing for this district.
And you're young. You don't have to
40
tell your
years
age.
young. I won't say the exact, but a little over 40. Yes, and have been doing this, like I said, for 7 years.
I remember. I remember when you were first elected and first started this work. And that was your calling also.
It definitely was. I didn't see it coming. I never aspired to do this work. God had certainly put this call on my life before I was born. I completely know that, and I've surrendered to it.
Yes.
And He has shown His faithfulness through using me. And that's all. I'm just being used as a vessel.
Okay.
So He's definitely used me to do some, like I said, things that have never been done before. And I can only imagine what He has waiting on me on the other side of this election, of things that have never been done before. Because He understands that Jackie gets no glory from this.
Right.
So
It's
all
not
glory,
about you.
Nope, it remains to Him. And I realize that I'm just a conduit that He's using for His people in such a time as this. So
Perfect. And we want you all to listen to our podcast, follow it, share it with your friends. Okay, don't just say read it and not share it. Like it, share it. That's the way we get it out there.
That's right. And I definitely charge myself to move this podcast forward in the days, years to come, because it's necessary. It is so
Exactly.
necessary.
And thank you so very much. And I am continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history, the ugly history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Queen Lizzie. Until next time, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Goodbye.